if there is a road accident, or if there is anything that, like, I fell down somewhere, I have a very hard injury or something, do you believe I am attracting all those things? Because I'm not thinking about all those things, that I want to get accidented, or I want to get the injury or something. How I am attracting the bad things that is happening in my life?
Yeah, that is a great question. And that is where some people really have a struggle to accept this loss. And
Yeah,
you might not be specifically thinking, oh, I want to be injured or I want to get into an accident. Those
yeah,
are not necessarily the exact thoughts in your mind, but
right.
you are definitely having a low vibration, right? So
Hmm. Welcome, guys. Welcome to our show. And today we are going to talk about power of thoughts, manifestation, and like in mindset. We are going to go very deeper in this podcast. So make sure to watch this podcast till the end, because like the power of thoughts is very important in today's date. If you want to grow in your life, if you want to achieve success, if you want to have the power of your daily lifestyle, it is very important to understand your mindset. It is very important to understand your thoughts, and today we are going to talk about that. And today we have a very special guest with us, Linda. Linda, how are you doing? How are you?
I'm great, Chitan. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Always great.
Thank you so much for your valuable time to us and our audience as well. So guys, Linda is a hypnotherapist, and she knows very deeper things related to mindset, related to manifestation. So our goal is to like understand more and more about her, and understand more about the things that she do. So make sure to watch this podcast till the end and be with me, guys. So let's get started. Linda, thank you so much once again for being in our channel. And the first thing that I want to know is, do you want to introduce yourself in front of our audience, because our audience wants to know more about you?
Sure. Yes. Thank you. So, hi everyone. My name is Linda. I am from Mexico City. I currently live in a city that's very close to the city, but a little bit more calm and
Mhm.
a smaller place. And here I work uh, with people from all over the world via Zoom and other apps to help them use and harness the power of their mind and the power of their thoughts to create the life that they want, to get from where they are to where they want to be,
Right.
and to teach them how we have all the answers that we need within us, and we just need to learn how to use them.
Amazing, amazing. So, Linda, let us talk about the main topic that we have. That is, we are going to talk about the power of thoughts, and we are going to
Yes.
talk about manifestation. But
Yes.
manifestation is a thing that is very fancy in the market. A lot of big creators, coaches, gurus, and all the people are using those terms. But how do you identify, or how do you define what is manifestation for you?
Well, the thing is that we are spiritual beings living an earthly experience, right? And
Right.
as spiritual beings, we are made up of energy. So everything that we think about, everything that we feel, everything that we relate to in the world is connected through that energy, right?
Mm,
And there are certain laws that govern our experience here on earth. So the law of attraction and the law of manifestations are just one of those laws. And the way they work is that we are, everything is possible for us, right? Everything
right.
that we want to achieve, all possibilities are there, are in this universe. And the thing that we need to do to be able to get all of that happening into our life, to have those possibilities become our reality, is through the law of manifestation. So
Mm,
how do we need to do that? We need to take ourselves to that frequency
right.
of the same things that we want. So everything vibrates, right? Everything has a frequency. So for
Right.
example, If I'm feeling upset, if I'm feeling sad, then my vibration, my frequency is going to be low. And if
Hmm.
I want to manifest, for example, I don't know, a very successful career, or if I want to manifest a loving relationship, those things will also have certain frequencies, certain
Frequency.
vibrations. Exactly. So the trick is to understand how we can elevate our vibrations to match the vibration of that which we want. And
Hmm.
then that's how we manifest it. That's how we attract it. And that's how we make it happen into our reality, our physical reality.
For sure, 100%. Do you believe that everything that happens in our life is a part of manifestation? Everything that happens, it might be good things, it might be bad things, but everything is related to the things that we attract by our own.
Yes, everything. We are responsible for absolutely everything that happens in our lives. And when we feel like we are not in control, is
Yeah.
probably because we don't have the awareness and the knowledge of these laws and of how they work. So we are probably manifesting things we do not want because we are having maybe low vibration, or we are thinking the wrong thoughts. But definitely we are always creating our reality. That is
Hmm.
just something that is real to every human being. And the
Right.
more awareness we have, then the more control we can have over that thing that we create.
Right. For sure. So, like everything that is happening in our life, we are responsible for that. So, sometimes people say that why all those things are just happening with me because you are attracting all those things. You are having that kind of frequency, that kind of vibrations. So, like,
Yes.
if it is like a cringe question, but I just wanted to have in front of you because there are most of the audience who are asking me all those type of things. That is, if there is a road accident or if there is anything that, like, I fell down somewhere, I have a very hard injury or something, do you believe I am attracting all those things? Because I'm not thinking about all those things that I want to get accidented or I want to get the injury or something. How I am attracting the bad things that is happening in my life?
Yeah, that is a great question. And that is where some people really have a struggle to accept these laws.
Yeah.
And you might not be specifically thinking, oh, I want to be injured or I want to get into an accident.
Yeah.
Those are not necessarily the exact thoughts in your mind, but
Right.
you are definitely having a low vibration, right? So
Hmm.
when someone is happy, when someone is grateful, when someone is focusing on all the good things that life
Right.
has to offer, bad things don't happen to them. And then sometimes we also have to understand that the way our higher self or our subconscious communicates with us is through our bodies. And sometimes that comes in the way of maybe some sickness or some symptoms. So it's really important to acknowledge that all of the things that happen in our bodies are just messages that are trying to tell us something about the way either we are thinking or feeling, because the
Hmm.
only thing we can actually control, anybody in the world, the only thing we can control is our thoughts. We cannot
Right.
control anything else
Anything.
except our thoughts, nothing else. So imagine that we are having at around 60,000 thoughts every day.
Hmm.
These are mostly involuntary thoughts. These are thoughts that spring from our subconscious mind, just the same way that lava can spring from a volcano.
Yeah.
So it is very important to be aware of that. So of course, if I am aware, it's not that I am going to be able to catch every single one of those 60,000 thoughts. Those are a lot of thoughts, but I can be like a goalie, right? I can be trying to identify which of these thoughts are not doing any good for me, because
Hmm.
the thing with the subconscious mind and the conscious mind is that once you accept something in your conscious mind, then
Yeah.
it goes directly into your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind acts like a genie in a bottle.
Hmm.
That conscious mind is going to help you create that thought into a reality.
Right.
So The awareness that we want to have is like a filter of what do we let in from our conscious mind into our subconscious mind.
For sure. Amazing. And Linda, I can see a very like your there is a board, there is a lot of things popping up there. So is
Yes,
like is
this
it
is,
your
yeah,
wow?
like this is my,
This
I
is your
created that.
vision board?
It's a part of a vision board. This is a board that I created myself to help me on my everyday life. So it has different sections. One of these sections, the top section, for example, is just informative. It reminds me I have the laws that govern life. I have what I call the magic formula, which I'll tell you in a second. I have a chart that divides the higher being from the ego, and it just tells me how each one of these parts of myself act, so that sometimes when I am in a bad place, I can just look at this chart and identify if I'm acting from my ego or from my higher self. And then finally, I have some rules of the mind, which tell me exactly how my mind works. So these are just informatory. And then I have my gratitude section, which is kind of like the gratitude journal. Here I write all the time little post-it notes with gratitude, and I just stick them on. And then I have my vision board, which is filled with all the photographs of things that I want to manifest, because for the mind it is also very important to have a clear view of what I want. So if I
Yeah.
look at the pictures every single day, then it is very clear to my subconscious mind what I want, and it helps me achieve it. And then I have some affirmations and just some other notes that remind me of certain things. It is very, very visual because this is the way I keep it in my mind all the time, right? So if I forget, if I am having some, I don't know, bad moment where I feel scared, I just read my affirmations. I say I am enough. Everything is easy for me. Everything always works out for me. So repeating these type of affirmations or writing a gratitude little paper, it just elevates my vibration. That is what I want. So,
Right.
and because we are human beings, we are
Right.
always fluctuating, right? So, for example, this morning I took my little baby to school. She's 3 years old and she's having a tantrum. And then I react. And so, after I leave her crying, I feel bad. I start to feel guilty about how maybe I did something wrong. And that automatically brings my vibration down,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
this is something I'm thinking, oh, what a bad mother I am. And then I'm feeling super bad. And then my vibration is down. So if I go in and start my day like this, probably I'm not going to be very productive. I'm not going to have everything that I want to work out for me the way I want it. So what I do
Mm.
is I use any of these tools to bring my vibration back up.
Wow. And you
And
were
then
talking about the magic formula.
yeah, the magic formula is thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, actions lead to results. So you asked me, are we responsible for everything that happened in our lives? Yes, because every single thought that we have is creating our results. And
Mm.
some of these thoughts, so where do thoughts come from? Thoughts come from our beliefs. What are
Right.
beliefs? Beliefs are thoughts that we have thought over and over and over again throughout many periods of time, right? So when we are little, from 0 to 7 years old, most of our subconscious beliefs are formed. So for example, if we have amazing parents that tell us that we can do anything, that we are smart, that we are capable of everything, that we have the potential, blah, 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 then those are beliefs that are going to be ingrained in our subconscious mind. And every
Right.
thought related to achieving something will stem from those beliefs. But on
Mm.
the other hand, if we had parents that didn't have maybe all the good information they needed, and at some point they told us that we were dumb or that we weren't capable of something, or something happened at school and we got this idea in our minds when we were little that we were not good enough, then our thoughts related to doing things will stem from that belief. And what will happen is we will continually think thoughts that tell us, I'm not good enough for this, I am not creative enough, I am not beautiful enough, whatever that will create then the feelings that I feel. And then that will maybe motivate certain actions or certain inactions, which then will create the results. And then what happens? That result will again confirm that thought that I initially had. So it can look like,
Mm.
for example, it can look like this. I am not good enough. I'm probably never going to get that job that I interviewed for, right? And then I feel bad about myself. So then that interview doesn't really go well because my performance is not well enough. It's
Right.
showing maybe some signs of nervousness, and I'm not sure about myself. And then when in the end, the result is that I don't get the job, I confirm with that result the initial thought that I had, which was I was not good enough. So it's a vicious cycle
Mm.
that the only way to get out of is by changing the thoughts and
Right.
change beliefs.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. It is a very good concept. Everything is our thoughts. From our thoughts, we have a feelings. From the
Mhm.
feelings, we are into a low vibrations, low frequency. And if we have low frequency, it depends upon the actions that we are doing. If we are
Yes.
very high in our frequency, then we are going to do very good actions, very good things. So everything is going to be positive. But if we
Yes.
are very low into our frequency, everything is going to be negative. Amazing
Yeah.
thing, amazing concept to understand the thoughts, and like everything is our thoughts. And I
Yeah.
have the sticky notes as well. I also use that regularly for like my manifestation journey. But
Mhm.
Linda, I want to understand one thing. You are doing this, you have a big vision board, you are posting things regularly there, you are writing things regularly there. From how long you are doing that?
Oh, this is over maybe 2 years, 2 years
Two
old, this
years
board. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Created this board to help one of the companies that I was teaching the course that I teach
Okay.
at. I
Okay.
created a similar board for the company. It was a slightly more directed and focused on certain corporate things, but it was
Yeah.
a reminder for the employees that took the course on how to continue to
Mm-hmm.
be, related to these subjects. Because of
Okay.
course, you're an employee and a company hired me to come and teach these things about thoughts. After I finish teaching you the course, you probably forget most of the things that you learned, right?
Right.
So what we wanted to do is create a very visual aid that would help every single employee every time they come next to the board to remember and to remind themselves of the power of their thoughts, and also
Mm-hmm.
to create certain dynamics between the teams of the company so they could relate better, they could communicate better. And then I really liked it, and I decided to create one for myself as well, which I adapted to my specific needs.
Amazing, amazing. So you are having these things from last 2 years and you are believing in this thing, but audience wants to know that how this impacts in your life. What was the difference you have in your life? Do you want to share any kind of like story, any kind of incident that happens to your life and you think this is only for hours? Like you understand that. Like what was the
Yeah.
life before and what is the life after?
Yeah, of course. Well, what changed my life the most, the highest thing that gave my life a turn, a complete 180 turn, was
Yeah.
when I realized that I could control my thoughts, right?
Mm,
And this is something it would have been really important for me to know when I was growing up, because I kept I kept hearing that I had to be able to control my emotions. This
right.
is something that when you're upset as a little child, people tell you, control your emotions. And if you're angry, they tell you to stop being angry. And if you're crying, they tell you to stop crying and be happy. And nobody ever understood around me, of course, otherwise they would have taught me that we could not control our emotions. The only thing we could control were our thoughts. So imagine if you are thinking something that's making you upset because you could be thinking, nobody understands me, nobody loves me, my parents don't pay attention to me. Of course, all of those thoughts are going to generate horrible feelings. And then they come and tell you to change your feelings, but you cannot change those feelings if you don't change that thought. And changing
Mm,
the thoughts can be so easy because we can only, one of the rules of the mind is that we can only have one thought at a time in our minds. We can
right.
only have one thought at a time. We cannot be singing a song and at the same time thinking of all the to-do lists that we have pending. We could not be focusing on taking an exam and then at the same time singing a song. We could not be, maybe, I don't know, reading a book and being very immersed in the book and at the same time be thinking about how we need to pick up our children, right? It's just one thought at a time. So for
Yeah.
example, if I'm thinking a thought that is
Mhm.
making me upset, if I'm thinking I'm not good enough, I'm fat, nobody likes me, or whatever,
Yeah.
then the only thing I have to do is realize that that thought is doing me harm
Mm,
and immediately change that thought. So I can either decide to change that thought for its exact opposite, which could be I am beautiful, I am enough, I am smart, or whatever, or I could just start singing a song. I can start singing a happy song. I could watch some funny video. I could read a book, and then my mind goes off that thought that was making me feel bad and just brings me to the present moment.
mm,
And having that awareness for me changed everything because it gave me control. And not only gave me control, it gave me accountability for my results. So that is the part which some people don't like, because some people want to be able to blame others or blame certain situations for their misfortune or for their bad results. But
right.
they don't realize how empowering it is to be so accountable for your life, because that means that if things are not going well, you can change them, and only
Right.
you. And that's amazing. It's like having the key to the
Power.
entire world. Yeah, exactly. It's power.
It's like you have the power to change anything. The only thing is to understand that power, understand that frequency. Amazing, Linda. Amazing. This podcast is going very great. For the audience, I want to ask you one more thing, that whenever a person comes to the manifestation journey, what do you
Mhm.
think? What are the common challenges that most of the people are facing while starting their manifesting journey? What do you think about that?
One of the main challenges people have is that they have not a clear vision of what they want, right? It is
Okay.
very important to have a clear vision of what you want, because as
How
I
to
told
have a
you,
clear vision?
well, first of all, you think about what you want, and
Okay.
then you can determine if that thing that you want is the end goal or if that is a means goal. So, for example, a lot of people think they want a great job, right?
Mhm.
That's something that a lot of people want. They think, I want to be successful, I want to have a great job. And then if
Right.
you ask them why, many people tell you, because I want to earn more money, right?
Right.
So if there is a because I want to this, that means that first thing you originally thought you wanted is not really something it's not that you don't really want it, but it's not your end goal, right? You want
Right.
it. It's a different thing to want to have, for example, a meaningful career, something that gives you purpose, than a
Mm.
great high paying job. Because if you
Mm.
want a great high paying job, you probably want it because of the money that comes with it.
Yeah.
So then what you really want is more money. And then if I tell that person, why do you want more money? Then they tell me, well, so I can travel the world. Okay, so then what you want is to travel the world. What if you
Mm.
can travel the world without necessarily having manifested that money in that way that you thought was the way you want it, right? So it is important to make all these distinctions, because one of the main rules in manifesting, and this is again life changing rule to understand, is
Mm-hmm.
that we do not have to worry about how things happen for us. The
Mm.
hows are for the universe, God, divine intelligence, or whatever you want to call that higher power. That is for that higher power to focus on the hows. What we need to focus on is the what and the why. So, for example, one of the things I want to manifest is a very successful career. I want to be able to talk as I am talking to you to the entire world, right? I want the entire world to know how powerful they are, how innate everything is to themselves, and how easy it is to change your life around in no time just by understanding these laws. Why
Right.
do I want that? Because that is my mission, because that is
Mm.
what I feel I came to do to the world. This is a very strong message resonating within me. And I feel that the world would be a much nicer place if everybody knew how powerful they were, right?
Right.
So, of course, that could come with maybe having a successful career that pays me a lot of money. And of course, I want a lot of abundance. Why do I want a lot of abundance? Because I want to have financial freedom, because I want to be able to work from wherever in the world I want, at whatever time I want. I want to be able to dedicate as much time I want to my family. So those are my whats and my whys. I have a very clear view of what I want and why I want it. And then I
Mm.
release to the universe the how it will happen. And let me explain to you why this is very important. Because, for example, if I say to the universe, if I write in my manifestation visualization, I want to have a very meaningful career where I can impact millions of people, and I want to do this with the book that I am writing
Mm.
and the podcast that I am doing, and blah, blah, blah. I have already narrowed tons of possibilities to two, the book and
Yeah. Podcast.
the universe had 10,000 different ideas of
Mm.
how I could get my message across. What if it
Right.
was, I don't know, because I spoke to someone in a plane that ended up knowing Oprah, and Oprah invited me to her show, and then all the world knows me now. I don't know that, right? So I don't need to focus on how it will happen, because the minute I attach my visualization to a how, that is the minute I am closing the other opportunities for it to manifest.
Mm. Right. Amazing. So, in terms of the main thing for visualization is to having the clarity of your thoughts and having the clarity of your vision, what you want in your life. For
Yes.
having the clarity, like this is the term that most of the people are using in the internet, that have a clear vision, have a clear goal. But how to have a clear goal? Because there are a lot of confusions that people have. Because at the end of the day, everybody wants to make money,
Yeah.
and like do you want to do this exercise with me, or like do you want to explain this more? Should we have a deadline that when we want to attract that? Do you want like how to have that clear vision? According to me, what my vision is, I want to attract 100K per month. This is my goal that I want to do. I don't know if I have told you earlier. There is my 100K per month. Here is my 100K per month board, if you can see that. I don't know. Yeah, there it
Yeah.
is.
Okay. Yeah, I see it.
So everywhere, like I have a clear goal and I have the vision that I want to attract 100K per month in this coming 1 year. So this is my goal. But do you think this is a clear goal? But no, this is not a clear goal.
It
So how
depends
I
on,
can have that?
well, it depends on why do you want to have 100K per month?
The thing is that let me tell you about the vision that I have. Like, I'm helping coaches all around the world. I already helped a lot of coaches to like grow their businesses and stuff. The main thing that I see when I close my eyes and when I visualize things, that there are 50 coaches in a same industry sitting in front of me, and I am in a stage and I'm talking about that. Yeah, guys, we have hit 10K per month, and now our goal is to hit 100K per month. There is a big board where I'm teaching all the coaches that how we can go to 100K, and this event, we are having this event in London. So this is a like visualization, or this is a thought that comes to my mind again and again, that I want to have an offline event with all of my clients that I have. And for doing all those things, I need minimum 100K per month. So this is what I think, but I don't know this is a clear vision or not. You are an expert in this thing. So because as a common audience, like, I'm just trying to have the clarity so that the audience can understand more better.
Right. So it's important to have certain details very clear. So 100K is a very good detail example of
Yeah.
something that it is a detail. And it is also good to have an amount that, I mean, there are certain authors, like for example Bob Proctor or Earl Nightingale
Yeah.
or Napoleon Hill. They would tell you that it is very important to have an exact number that you want,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
more you see that number, then again, it is creating the awareness in your subconscious mind of that which you want to achieve. So it is
Right.
okay. It's not bad to have a number as long
Okay.
as you don't attach to that, right? And
Yeah.
what do I mean attaching? Because what if it can be 200K per month? Would you not want that? Of course you would want that, right? What if
Mm.
it could be 500K or a million per month? You don't know that. The thing is that you want to have a clear why to that amount. If it is because that amount can get you the exact life that you want, and that is a sufficient why for you, then that is okay. But if you want that because you want a, I don't know, financial freedom, for example, then what if financial freedom could come at 50K per month? Like, it depends on the why you attach to it. And the why is very subjective and is very personal to you. It
But
is
I
just,
don't know like what is the why for me, because I'm already like financial. I have the financial freedom. I don't have any kind of burden or something like that. After having this goal, I have made a lot of money. Like a lot of opportunity comes to me, and I'm a very very big believer of law of attraction. I also use pyrites and stones for helping me,
yes,
and I'm already very settled down. Like I already have good clients, I'm already making good. But then again, I have this goal, and this is very very attested to my heart. And this is not something like I feel that this is not possible or something. Like I feel that I am going to do that. So but I'm already settled, I'm already financially free or something like that. So
okay. So that is okay. So then you have a clear vision of what you want, of why you want it. It's a next step for you, it's a next logical step, and you can manifest that. But maybe what I would say is not attach on how that money will come. Because if you are saying that that will come only from your coaching clients, then you are closing off many other opportunities. Maybe you learn how to invest
mm,
whatever money you already have, and then you can get, like some passive income. Maybe you buy a property and you rent it out. So as long as you don't attach how that 100K will be manifested into your life, then it's okay. Just let God or let the universe handle the how, and you just take specific action to grow your money every single day, right? So
mm,
if you are earning, for example, I don't know, 50K, and you already have availability of 50K, then you take daily action, daily baby steps into the growth of your money.
mm,
You invest a little bit here, you invest a little bit there, and then you allow the universe to create those channels through which that
mm,
100K will be manifested. This is a very important distinction. The channels are all the ways that the manifestation can happen for you, and you are not supposed to choose which channel is the correct one, because the universe has way more knowledge of many channels. You are supposed to be working to open up certain channels and release that part to the universe. And that is also a great relief if you think about it, because if we would be in charge of determining the how, then that
Yeah.
is a very big responsibility. And that would mean that
Mm.
we are alone and that we are working alone. But we are not working alone. Every single one of us has the universe as partner, right?
Yeah.
And this partner is very powerful partner. So it is much more comfortable as well, and such a big relief to know that it is not us who have to determine the how. The source of the abundance is the universe, and the channels are the ways in which we will receive it. So maybe your coaching clients can be one channel, maybe your investments can be another channel, but maybe you buy a lottery ticket and that's another channel. Who knows? Maybe you inherit some money and that's another channel. So as long as you don't attach to any of those channels as a
Right.
specific way to get it, then you are doing it right. Now, let me just specify one thing. In order for you to give reality to the vision, right? Because key elements in visualization for manifestation are clarity in what you want, right?
Mm.
So first
Mm.
thing, you want to have clarity in what you want. Okay, so you want to create 100K and you want to be able to help all these coaches and you want to have a live event with thousands of people there.
Yeah.
Okay, then you want to close your eyes and you want to visualize that. Why
Mm.
do we visualize? Because when we visualize, we need to create the emotion as if what we want is already happening.
Yeah.
Emotion is the key here. This is the key. Emotion is the secret ingredient. If you continue to visualize, but you feel nothing, nothing will happen for you. The key is to be able to feel as if that what which you want is already happened.
Hmm.
Because when we feel that it's already happened is when we get to the vibration that matches that with which we want. And in
Yeah.
order for you to feel authentically, you need to give your visualization as much detail as you can. So, of course, then for purposes of visualization, you give into all the details, you detail if it's through the coaches and through this investment and through this inheritance or whatever you want to imagine, but then you detach from those details. Did I explain that well? Did you understand that? So you
I got.
use the details to create authenticity in the emotion,
Yeah.
and after you finish your visualization, you release the details and you say whatever channel
Hmm.
is okay.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. Like I can feel that, and this is very amazing conversation that is going on. But let us go more deeper. Now I got an idea that what is my clear vision, what I wanted to do, and I'm not manifesting any type of particular channels that I want to get the things happen. Like it is universe, you can help me anytime and like any ways.
Yeah.
What is the next step now? What, like, what are the practices that I have to do? Should I just visualize the things, or there are some of the tricks that popped up on social media, that is 369, like just write it down 3 times in the morning, write your goal 3 times in the afternoon, and write it 9 times in the evening, something like that. There are some other hacks and some other tricks that people are sharing on social media. Do you believe on those tricks, or do you have something that you want to share, that now what, now I have a clear vision, I have a clear vision board, and I know what I want to do, but is there any type of practices that I have to follow in the daily basis?
Yeah. So look, the more you practice elevating your vibration to
Yeah.
that state of mind and state of feeling as if what you want has already happened,
Yeah.
then the faster it can happen for you. So, for example, one thing that I've been practicing lately, I have an alarm set off in my phone every hour. Every
Okay.
hour, my
Every
alarm
hour.
goes every hour, because what's better to practice getting myself to a vibration once a day, twice a day, or maybe 12 times a day? So So for me, I'm practicing and I'm starting to do it with 12 times a day. And what happens is, because I have such a clear vision of what I want, I get into a vision. So my alarm goes off, I get into the vision really fast. This you don't have to do this more than 2 minutes. It can be from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. And
Yeah.
then so I close my eyes, I just think about what I want, I visualize it again, I bring the emotion. This is what we want to practice and we want to master. I want to
Yeah.
practice bringing my emotion to my heart so authentically, so real, as if what I want has already happened.
Yeah.
And then again, I release it and I go back to my life. And that I
Mm.
do that. So I do that 12 times in the day,
Oh my
right?
God.
That's something I'm practicing now. Of course, something else that we want to be very mindful about is, from where are we visualizing and from which state are we manifesting? If I am manifesting, for example, from a place of hope, then it is probably not something that will happen as fast, because hope means that it's like hoping that something happens
Yeah.
is not having certainty that it will happen,
Right.
right?
Right.
So then one of the things we want to be able to master is the expectation. We want to be always expecting it will happen. So I learned that manifestations happen faster with two things. We want to have two things. We want to have faith. Of course, we want to have faith, but
Right.
we want to have knowing. No, so knowing and faith are a little bit different, because faith still has some component of uncertainty, right? Having faith means there is an uncertain element that I am trusting will happen. Whereas knowing, it's just like, do you know, for example, that the sun will rise tomorrow? Do you know that? Yes, you know that. Nobody has to
Yeah.
tell you. You don't have to have faith that the sun will.
Hmm.
You know the sun will rise tomorrow. You
Yeah.
know, but sometimes you feel like you need to have faith that your event will be filled with people. You need to have
Mm.
faith because it's out of your control and there's not a clear knowing. So what
Right.
we want is to start practicing knowing. So we
Hmm.
want to equate the feeling of having your event filled with people to the feeling of knowing that the sun will rise tomorrow. And that is just something that we practice. And we practice like the same way we exercise. We cannot start running today and be prepared to run a marathon tomorrow. We need to
Right.
build resistance. We need to build our performance. We need to train our hearts. We need to train our breath. We need to train our legs. And that happens over time. But if we trust in our body, if we know our body is capable of doing it, then within a month maybe we can be ready, right? But
100%.
if we don't trust, if we don't know, then we go back to this place of hoping. And hoping has an element of doubt. We don't want doubt in our manifestations. We want to get rid of all doubt. We want to get rid of all fear, because it's not that with doubt and fear things will not happen. It's just that with doubt and fear they can take a little bit longer to happen, or a lot longer, because
Right.
again we are trying to control certain elements. And it is also very important here to talk about time. Time is an illusion, right?
Right.
It's a construct of the human brain, because the universe, the spiritual world doesn't conduct itself with linear time. And this is something that some people might have a little bit of a hard time understanding or even believing or accepting to be true.
Right. Right.
There's not a very specific way of proving scientifically that this is true, but this is something that I choose to believe and that many people choose to believe. And this is, we have to understand that time is like a spider web.
Right.
So we look at time as a spider web and not as a linear time, like a line,
Mm-hmm.
then we can be aware that many things can be happening at the same time,
Right.
right? So past, future, present can be happening at the same time. So imagine if I tell you that there's a version of Chitan that has a stadium filled with coaches, just like Tony Robbins, that is earning more than 100K per month, is helping millions of coaches every year. And that clear vision of you is somewhere in this web, living his life at the same time that you are right now living your life, trying to manifest that vision. So imagine you can see that version of yourself in a
Uh,
mirror, and you can know everything that that version of you knows, and you can bring him to reality now. It would be amazing, right?
Mind
it'd
blowing.
be it'd be amazing to know that everything that you want is already happening for you
Yeah.
in another parallel universe. But it's not parallel universe, it's just another moment in time. But because we feel that the future hasn't happened yet, we don't see it as a possibility, so then we doubt if that even can be real. But the moment we can understand that, and we can accept this to be true, and again, why do we want to accept this to be true if we cannot prove scientifically that this is real? Because it is the better choice. It is the better choice to believe in these things, for us to be happy, and for
Right.
us to be, you know, motivated to manifest anything. Why wouldn't we want to believe that everything that we want is available for us?
100%. This is amazing. Like, you are amazing, Linda. Like, this podcast was amazing. This was mind blowing. You told us a lot of things, and I can talk to you an entire day. I can talk to all those things about the universe, about the time travels, and all those things. This is very crazy
Yeah,
things, and
yeah,
I want to go more deeper and deeper into that. But like, I want to have a part two. Guys, if you love these sessions, you can tell us in the comment section. We can definitely have a part two of this session where we can go more deeper into that, because already we have covered almost 1 hour. So I don't want to like extend this podcast more. But if you guys want a part two, just let us know in the comment section. We are going to drop that as well. Thank you so much, Linda, for being in this podcast. This was amazing session. This was mind blowing, and this blow my mind as well. So you are amazing. You are a great
thanks.
person. Thank you so much for your time. And
Thank you
guys,
for,
if you want to connect with Linda, I'm going to share all the links in the description. You can
yes.
connect with her. You can have a consultations. You can talk to her. You can have the coaching programs and stuff, because she is amazing. Thank you so much
Thank
once
you.
again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, for giving me a place to talk about these things. As you can see, this is something I'm very passionate about. And I am myself in this exact journey, right? I am
Right.
continuing to grow, to learn more, to be amazed at everything we are capable of doing. And I am here for anyone who wants to learn more, talk to more about individually how they can grow. I teach courses. I have people from all over the world join my courses. Next cohort starting in January. So please, people, reach out to me if you're interested in becoming super powerful. Just reach out to me and getting the next cohort of super powerful humans.
For sure, they are going to reach out to you. I am going to share all the links in the description. Make sure to check the description. And this is the only reason I do this podcast, because I love to connect with people. I love to have this kind of conversations. And it's almost 10:30 p.m. in the night, like for me. And this is the best time I think about all those things. I have this kind of conversation. I work on my own manifestation journey, and like people like you help me a lot. So thank you so much for helping me as well through
My
this
pleasure.
podcast.
I'm honored. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank
the time.
you. Bye bye, guys. See you soon. Let us know if you want a part two.